Are you thinking about buying rental property in order to get cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits? Stop where you are. Listen to this episode before you even think about buying another piece of rental property. I'm Bryan Ellis. This is episode 163.
You're listening to Self-Directed Investor Radio, America's only podcast exclusively for affluent, self-directed investors, where each day of the week you receive innovative investment strategy and deadly accurate market analysis that's untainted by Wall Street and unblemished by government propaganda, all in 7 minutes or less. Coming to you now from iTunes, Stitcher, and SDIRadio.com, here's your host, Bryan Ellis.
Hello, SDI Nation. Welcome to the podcast of record for savvy, self-directed investors like you. Folks, I've got a dream, a vision, a new way of serving you, the affluent investor who seeks all of the great things that real estate investing can offer, like cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. But there's a better way. There's a better way. This vision is burning in me, and it's going to change the game. Just mark my word. Here's the inside game that's going on in my head right now that I'd like to share with you. For many years, I've been profoundly fascinated with the self-directed IRA and its potential. Really cool stuff, to be sure. So I learned a lot about them, did a few things, made a few mistakes, and really got to know the topic along the way. Then along came self-directed 401ks, another huge change, another step up in potential, more great stuff. And then it turns out that a huge percentage of people out there who are looking for great investments are doing so outside of their retirement accounts. And that was a great realization too. And somewhere along the way, I accidentally discovered, I certainly didn't invent it. I discovered this notion of turnkey investing in which affluent individuals deploy their capital into an investment, usually real estate related, because they want to make a great return, but they don't necessarily want to learn how to be real estate investors themselves. They're busy doing what they do. They're doctors, lawyers, engineers, managers, professionals. All they want to do is use their capital to fund deals that are found and executed by someone else with a lot of experience, and for all of the parties involved to split the profits and have skin in the game. Well, here's the thing. There are now a lot of turnkey investing companies. Some are pretty good and some are not so good. But the thing is, most affluent investors who are targeted by these companies simply don't have the frame of reference to know in advance who is good and who isn't. And that's a huge problem. But there's a bigger problem with that model. Those companies don't really have any skin in the game. If you want a rental property, they will sell you one. They get their money and they move on, and you get a rental property which may or may not work out for you. Hopefully it does. Now, here's the thing. That's not really an indictment of the turnkey model, but it is an opportunity. You see, I like the idea of providing people like you with great investment opportunities. Scratch that. I love it. It really does something for me. I love it, love it, love it. In fact, I'm still involved in that model too, having closed the sale of a turnkey deal for one of my clients as recently as yesterday afternoon. Concerning that, just an inside note, Paul, thank you for your business, sir, and for your trust. It's really been a pleasure to serve you so many times already in such a short period of time, and I'm really grateful for the chance to continue doing so. So for the rest of you, here's the thing, and I want to be careful how I say this. When I started this show and the broader effort behind it called the Self-Directed Investor Society, I did not want to build a business. Rather, I wanted to build a portfolio. I wanted to partner with people, the right people, very carefully chosen people, and I wanted to provide great opportunities to them for investing, opportunities available to me and not to them because of who I'm connected to, but to bring them into the loop with me by using their capital on my great opportunities. And that way, we all win together, and we'd have some great skin in the game together on an enduring basis. So I have a vision. It's a vision I'm working on fulfilling right now, and it's burning inside of me. Here's how it works. I want to make rental property investing as simple as making a deposit at your stock brokerage or 401k. Literally that simple. Here's what I mean. Imagine if you wanted to enjoy the benefits of owning rental property, namely cash flow, appreciation, tax benefits, even leverage and hedging against inflation. Those are all great benefits, but ask yourself, do you really want the trouble that goes along with it, like picking out a market, then picking out a property, then evaluating that property, then financing the purchase or closing the deal, then hiring a management company, then managing the management company, then deciding when to sell, hiring a real estate brokerage, preparing the property for sale, going through closing, and all the while struggling to make sure that your insurance policy is the right policy, and that your property taxes are paid reliably, and then there's the specter of dealing with bad tenants and maybe even lawsuits, and on and on and on. In other words, those are the things that you must endure to get the benefits of rental property ownership. And here's the thing. Buying real estate from a turnkey investing company does not solve most of those problems. Turnkey companies make entry to rental property investing really easy, but they don't help much at all with the long game. And that's where the important decisions are made. Now look, it can totally be worth it to do all of that hard stuff, and I am not suggesting otherwise. But it's not a small matter, and that's my point. All of this is far more complex than most people guess ahead of time. So what if things were fundamentally different? What if you were able to decide something like this? You decide you have $100,000 which you'd like to invest in rental property. But rather than going through all of the horrible headaches I just described, well, instead of that, you do something different. You deposit your investment funds, which are then deployed to good real estate opportunities and handled entirely from beginning to end. And by the way, you still get your cash flow. You still get your tax benefits. You still get equity appreciation. You still get every single benefit you're looking for, only without having to think about any of the ugly details. And yes, whenever you're ready, you can take your $100,000 back out. But of course, it will have grown because that's the whole idea, isn't it? It's my vision to change the turnkey real estate investing idea into a collective, an opportunity for smart people to come together where everybody has skin in the game, and where if I recommend an investment opportunity, you know I'm giving you my best because I win only if the investment itself wins as well. I want to put my name on the line. I want to stake my reputation on this stuff because the difference I can make in the lives of affluent investors is, well, it's a huge difference. So there's no call to action for you today other than to say that if you'd like to get involved in a great turnkey flipping opportunity right now, then check out sdiradio.com/Stockton because the opportunity there is, in a word, staggering. And it's every bit as much hands-off as I've described to you today. But my friends, all I can ask of you is this. Stay tuned. Be patient with me. I'm doing all I can to make this show and the services behind it the very best they can be for you. My friends, invest wisely today and live well forever.
Thank you for listening to Self-Directed Investor Radio with Bryan Ellis. Don't miss a single episode. Be sure to subscribe to Self-Directed Investor Radio right now on iTunes, on Stitcher, and at SDIRadio.com. Your feedback is always welcomed via email at feedback@SDIRadio.com. This show is for entertainment purposes only and is not intended as legal or professional advice for your situation. Content is the property of the Self-Directed Investor Society.